She stood on the edge of a rooftop, wind pulling at her hair, tears frozen on her cheeks. 2 years of fentanyl addiction, 2 years of trying to kill the pain that started when she was just a child. No one knew she was there, no one knew how close she was to letting go, but someone did. In the silence before the fall, she heard a voice not from the world around her, but from somewhere deeper.
You are not alone.
She whispered back through sobs, if you're real, save me. And in that moment, the weight that had crushed her chest, for years suddenly lifted. This is the story of how Jesus met a broken girl on the edge of death and gave her a reason to live. She grew up surrounded by noise. Not the good kind, not laughter or music or joy. The other kind. Shouting that shook the walls, glass breaking in the kitchen, doors slamming so hard the whole house trembled, voices saying things no child should ever hear. Her home wasn't a safe place, it was a battlefield, and somewhere in the middle of all that chaos, a little girl learned that love wasn't something you could count on, it was something that hurt, something that left bruises you couldn't see, so she learned to hide. She hid behind silence, behind good grades, behind a smile that said, I'm fine, even when everything inside her was screaming. She learned to make herself small, invisible, unnoticed, because being seen meant being hurt. Her parents didn't mean to break her, at least, she didn't think they did. They were fighting their own wars, addictions, resentments, regrets that turned into rage. And she was just there, caught in the crossfire. Some nights, she'd curl up in her closet with her hands over her ears, humming to herself to drown out the noise. Other nights, she'd stare at the ceiling and wonder what she'd done wrong, why her family was like this, why she couldn't fix it. She prayed, sometimes small, desperate prayers whispered into her pillow. Please make them stop. Please make it better. Please. But the fighting never stopped, and slowly, she stopped praying, because if God was real, wouldn't He have heard her by now? Wouldn't He have done something? By the time she reached middle school, something had changed inside her. The quiet, invisible girl who hid in closets had been replaced by someone harder, angrier. Someone who'd learned that if you strike first, you don't get struck. She started fights, got suspended, yelled back at teachers, pushed people away before they could get close enough to hurt her. One afternoon, in the hallway between classes, it all exploded. A girl said something she doesn't even remember what. Something small, something that shouldn't have mattered. But it did, and before she knew what she was doing, her fists were swinging, screaming, bodies hitting lockers, teachers pulling her off, blood on her knuckles, fear in the other girl's eyes. And in that moment, staring at what she'd become, she felt nothing, just emptiness. That night, she looked at herself in the bathroom mirror, bruised knuckles, hollow eyes, a face she barely recognized. Who are you? She whispered to her reflection. The girl in the mirror didn't answer. High school was worse. She stopped trying to fit in, stopped caring about grades or futures or any of the things people said mattered. What was the point? Her friends were other broken kids, the ones who sat in parking lots after dark, the ones who knew what it felt like to be forgotten. And one night, someone offered her something, painkiller, they said, holding out a small pill. She didn't ask questions. Didn't know it was fentanyl. Didn't know what it would cost her. She only knew one thing: she wanted the noise to stop. The anger. The memories. The emptiness that had been growing inside her since childhood. So she took it. The first breath burned her lungs like fire, then, silence. Beautiful, terrifying silence. For the first time in her life, the voices in her head went quiet, the pain dissolved. The weight lifted. She felt nothing. And nothing felt like relief, but relief doesn't last. What began as an escape became a prison. Within weeks, she needed it just to feel normal, just to get through the day without her body screaming for more. The withdrawal was torture. Her muscles ached from the inside out, like insects crawling beneath her skin. Waves of nausea crashed over her every few hours. Her heart raced so fast she thought it would explode. She couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't think about anything except the next dose. Every 72 hours, the cycle repeated: craving, using, relief, crash. Over and over and over. She tried to stop. God. She tried. But the pain of withdrawal was worse than the pain of living, so she kept using. Her family noticed, eventually, the weight loss, the trembling hands, the way she'd disappear for hours and come back a different person. They tried interventions, rehab programs, tough love, but nothing worked, because she didn't want to be saved. She wanted to disappear. 2 years passed like that, 2 years of lying, stealing, losing everyone who'd ever tried to help her, 2 years of staring at herself in mirrors and seeing a ghost. She stopped recognizing her own face, stopped caring about tomorrow, stopped believing there was anything left worth fighting for, and one night, cold, alone, desperate, she made a decision. She climbed to the rooftop of an old building on the edge of town. The wind was sharp, cutting through her thin jacket. The city lights blurred below her, small, distant, irrelevant. She stood at the edge and looked down. It would be easy, she thought, just one step. Just letting go. No more pain. No more shame. No more pretending she was strong enough to keep going. Her hands were shaking, not from withdrawal this time, but from fear, because despite everything, some small part of her still didn't want to die. That part was just so tired of living like this. Tears streamed down her face, freezing in the cold night air. "I'm sorry," she whispered, to no one, to everyone, to the little girl she used to be before the world broke her. "I'm so sorry." She closed her eyes, took a breath, started to lean forward. And then she heard it, a voice, not from the street below, not from the building behind her, from somewhere deeper. Closer. Impossibly tender.
"You are not alone."
She froze, opened her eyes. "Who's there?" she whispered, looking around, but the rooftop was empty. The voice came again, not with her ears, but in her heart, in that place where truth lives.
see you. I know your pain. And I am here.
Her breath caught. Jesus? The name felt foreign on her lips, like a word she'd forgotten how to say. If you're real, her voice cracked, if you're really there, please, save me, because I can't save myself. And then something shifted, the weight that had been crushing her chest for years, the shame, the guilt, the self-hatred, the addiction, it suddenly lifted, not slowly, not gradually, instantly. Like chains breaking. Like light flooding a dark room. She gasped, stumbling backward from the edge, and collapsed onto the cold concrete, sobbing. But these tears felt different, not born from despair, from relief, from being seen, from being known, from being loved by someone who'd been there all along, waiting for her to ask. She doesn't know how long she sat there, minutes, hours? Time felt irrelevant. All she knew was that she wasn't alone anymore, that the voice she'd heard wasn't her imagination. It was real. He was real. Jesus was real. And for the first time in her entire life, she felt safe. When she finally stood up and walked back down those stairs, the craving that had controlled her for 2 years was gone, not diminished, not manageable, gone. She couldn't explain it, didn't try to, she just knew that something had changed, someone had intervened, and she was still alive. The road to healing wasn't easy. The physical withdrawal still came, the shakes, the nausea, the sleepless nights, but this time, she wasn't walking through it alone. She found a church, a recovery group. People who didn't judge her for where she'd been, but celebrated every step she took forward. She started reading the Bible not because she had to, but because she wanted to know more about the one who'd saved her on that rooftop. She found verses that felt like they'd been written for her. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Words she'd heard before but never truly believed, until now. She traded her pain for peace, her shame for grace, her death wish for a purpose. It didn't happen overnight. Healing never does. But day by day, moment by moment, she felt herself coming back to life. The girl she used to be, the one who hid in closets and fought in hallways, and stood on rooftops, was being replaced by someone new, someone who knew what it meant to be saved. Not just from addiction, but from herself. Today, she speaks to others who are still trapped in that darkness, in recovery meetings, in churches, in prison cells and hospital rooms and rooftops where other broken people stand on the edge. She tells them what saved her, not medicine, though medicine has its place, not willpower, though God gave her strength she didn't know she had, but the love of Jesus Christ, the one who met her in her darkest moment and whispered, "You are not alone." The one who saw a girl the world had given up on and said, "You are mine." She's not perfect now. Still has hard days. Still fights old memories and new temptations. But she's alive. And she knows beyond any doubt that she was saved for a reason, to tell her story. To be a light in the darkness she once lived in, to remind others that no pit is too deep for God's love to reach. If this story touched your heart, leave A in the comments. So someone out there knows they're not alone. The same Jesus who met her in the darkest moment, is reaching out to you too. No matter how deep the pain, no matter how far you've fallen, His grace still finds you. Sometimes the smallest mustard seed of faith, is all it takes to move the mountain of despair, so hold on. Breathe. You are seen. You are loved. And there is hope.